Look for an occupation that you like, and you will not need to labor for a single day in your life. Welcome to Career Corner.
Hi, I'm Patrick Howell, your host of Career Corner. We have some wonderful guests on these shows, and another one today. I'm going to be talking with Jennifer Marston, who is a co-founder of a company called TownBeam.com. And she really is, in all senses, a collaborative entrepreneur. So we're going to really spend some time getting to know her a little bit and what it takes to be an entrepreneur and someone who collaborates with other people in order to be really successful. So welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, it's really great to have you on the show. So let's just start off with this, okay? What drew you to wanting to actually, number one, to be an entrepreneur in the first place, and then to decide that you don't want to do it alone, that you want to have a collaboration with a few other people?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I come with a pretty large technical background, but I also have a desire to work with people, and having that kind of discourse on a daily basis with other professionals drives me to be successful. And so I knew when starting a company with two other ladies, Gail Woods and Adele Harrington, that I would want to have that regular discourse and produce products that were superior to what was currently on the market.
Yeah, okay. Is this your first entrepreneurial venture, the TownBeam?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So we're very excited about it, and we think that the three of us can begin where we are now and continue to deliver very, very hyper-local information to consumers.
Yeah. So with that in mind, why don't you just give us a general overview? What the heck is TownBeam, and
okay.
What is your role? What do you actually do there?
Sure. TownBeam is an application that delivers local information, local events, local information about businesses, and local maps, geography. So if you think of guides when you're going on vacation, like a Frommer's Guide, that we're kind of a cross between a Frommer's Guide and a Yelp or a Google listings. We do it better because we do have the local touch. We do know the local business person. We do walk the towns that we serve. So if you were to go to our site and you want to find out about one of our towns, right now we are in pilot, and it's called Atlantic Highlands is our town. You would find information about Atlantic Highlands, and I think you would come away really knowing the town and wanting to patron its businesses.
Oh, okay, good. And I mean, the site itself sounds really interesting, and your business sounds, really tremendous. And what I do know about it is it seems as though you guys are off to something really good. What's really interesting to me is this idea of being a collaborative entrepreneur, someone who can get with other people and really make a success out of it. Are there sort of any maybe critical elements that you would say to being successful as an entrepreneur or someone who collaborates with other people?
Yeah, I think you have to constantly be innovative, and you have to be willing to cooperate and listen. You have to be willing to keep abreast of your field and have the skills, bring the skills to the table that you have honed over the years, but also be willing to play many roles and do them dynamically with your partners. What we have found probably has been one of the biggest challenges is being able to handle everything that a small business has to handle. And that's really important, to work quickly but yet efficiently with your partners, and always have respect, because there will be differences of opinions, but I think what moves a business forward is perseverance and innovation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that whole idea of having respect for for the other people that are involved in the business, and I think you said listening, right?
Listening is very, very important, because you never know where the next best idea is going to come from, and you never know what's going to bring your company to the next step.
Yeah. And do you mean listening actually even to your partners, right? Like having that open dialogue, because it sounds like
listening to your partners, listening to, in our case, the local businesses, listening to your local governments. We had a meeting yesterday with our mayor, who is, very, very enthusiastic about our venture, and listening to, we have a separate business development angle, corporations with Google and 24/7. So we really, it's listening everywhere, but then being able to do 360s with that and use that information to bring yourself forward.
Yeah. If one of the viewers at home is saying to themselves, hey, I'd like to go down a similar path. Maybe they came from business, maybe they were in business before, but they're not an entrepreneur now. They'd like to be an entrepreneur, but they know they don't want to go it alone. They know they don't want to do it on solo.
Yep.
Let me just ask you this first. Are there any sort of real critical pieces of education or characteristics that are needed in order to be really successful?
I think yes. I think there's two things. One, that you have to be willing to go it for the long term. You have to be willing to be excited about the business, and you have to be willing to work really, really hard, and that sometimes means late. You have to also know yourself and know what your strengths are and be able to use them, but also be able to use your partner's strengths and to constantly reevaluate them. So I would say yes, you want to evaluate who you are as a person, and then you want to make sure that you're up for the task, because it's not a minor task.
Yeah, and that piece of knowing your strengths and knowing other people's the strengths of your partners is huge. As a matter of fact, in my field, in my line of work, I'm very familiar with even the Gallup work, the Gallup organization work, where we recognize that if we get really in tune with our strengths and the strengths of people around us, we're much more successful.
Yes, yes.
In that sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then the other thing is, I would say that in business development activities, any small business is going to have a lot of business development activities. And I think what you can find in that is that if you treat it as a give and take situation where you're going out, yes, to generate business for your company, but at the same time, you are giving back to those people that you're collaborating with on the street, or you're collaborating with when you're talking on the phone to a large company. So you're providing them with information, they're providing you with information, and it creates a cycle that hopefully will lead to profitability.
Yeah. And you mentioned before something about spending the time, right? So being an entrepreneur
Yes.
with other people, it's not a quick, easy thing, is it?
No. I have a very big background in technology. I've been in technology for over 25 years now. So I have a computer science degree, and I'm used to working extremely, extremely hard because it is a field that demands that. But I have to say, having a family and doing it, it's extremely demanding, but it's also wonderful. And you have to be willing to pull the 1 o'clock in the night thing. You have to be willing to talk to your partner at 11:30 at night, because that's what makes you move forward. And it's also what brings excitement to it, because you wouldn't be talking at 12 o'clock at night if there weren't something really substantial underneath it.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of work then involved in it. This is, at least from your standpoint, it's not a part-time gig being an entrepreneur.
It's more than full-time. More than full-time.
I mean, every single business out there, right, has the positives, hooray, the aspects of work and the things that just aren't so rosy, right? That's just the nature of the world. For someone watching this show, what would you think is important for them to understand about some of the aspects that maybe are a little bit more challenging?
I think it's challenging when you have things going your way and then you hit a bump in the road and you need to continue to, work and make things go your way again. And sometimes seeing the opportunity or meeting that challenge and moving forward isn't always so easy. But that's why working as a collaborative entrepreneur with others really helps you through those phases. You say to your partner, look, we have this issue. I've been working on this issue. Help me out here. And generally speaking, between the resources that you bring to the table with your partners and then those resources that I was saying you pulled together outside, you can solve the problem. For example, one of the things that we did early on was said, okay, how are we going to do business development? We are a small company. We want a large broadcast audience. So we went to our local town, Atlantic Highlands, and marketed to them. But we also joined a Google competition, which we knew would give us a worldwide platform. And so we joined the competition, did well. We were in with 47 other countries, and we have a YouTube video up, and we have very good publicity from the head of their Geo Maps department.
Yeah, wow.
So it's really things where you have to be innovative and really think, what can I do as a small business to make my business get in the limelight?
Yeah. And getting all that stuff done, it sounds as though if you were a one-person operation, it would have been a lot more challenging. So that collaboration
Yes, I would say to anybody that if they have any doubts that they're a person that can work totally isolated and alone, then they should really explore bringing on partners with them and making sure they like their partners. It's important that the people that you go to work with every day are people that you like. Yeah. And that you can enjoy their company. I mean, there are times.
So I was going to ask you that. Yeah, I mean that's important, right? I mean, you don't want to jump in. So to that line, if someone is watching this show and they say, "Hey, geez, I want to be an entrepreneur," what would you recommend they do? I mean, do they pick up the phone and call their best friend? Do they go in the yellow pages or the white pages and look for some names? How would you recommend that people really?
It's interesting you say that, because our approach was that actually one of my partners is my best friend, but I knew her very intimately, and I knew her skills, and I knew that she had a lot to bring to the table. But I would say there's several different ways. One is to explore people that you know, and if you're very, very comfortable with them and you feel that you can be open, express your interest with them. But you can also, there are plenty of sites out there, cofounder.com. You can go to a lot of places to find people that might have skills that complement yours. And then do a real thorough diligence with interviewing them, and also take into account geography. Because if your partner is very far away, in businesses like ours, it's easier because we're a technical business and we do most of the things on computers. But some people will need to have their partners be able to get to their shop, be able to, to be on there and help out when they need the help. So. Yeah. As a collaborative entrepreneur, you really want to make sure you're comfortable with your partners. It's really important.
I bet it would be. I mean, that's probably a huge piece of it, right? Or else it's not called collaboration, it's called fighting.
That's funny, but true.
Yeah, you don't want...
We never fight. We never, ever fight. I have to say that I wouldn't even put that word in our dialogue. We do have disagreements. And what the thing is you have to come to terms with a way to resolve those disagreements. And usually one of us has the better idea, and then you have to be willing as a partner to accept the better idea and take it and run with it, and then find out.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, you're really onto something with the, with this, not only the entrepreneurial spirit, but really figuring out how to collaborate well. Tell us, what are you holding there?
Here I've got, this is one of our business development. We've taken 2 tracks. This is our local track. This is the townwide garage sale for Atlantic Highlands, and we are an online company, but we wanted to do something where we could reach the masses of Atlantic Highlands and people visiting Atlantic Highlands. This draws over 500 people into our town to come to our townwide garage sale. So we put together a professional brochure for them with, if you were to look at our website, you'll see we're very geography based. We map everything. We use Google's technologies and really show off the town. So this townwide garage sale, there's a map on the inside, and the map basically shows every single house that's going to be on the garage sale. So this is a way of communicating, getting people to visit the site and getting them to interact with the site and want more from the site. And hopefully, they'll visit our businesses. They already are visiting our businesses, and this kind of thing, this kind of effort will help them. So.
Yeah. Would you recommend other people going down the it's a tough road, right? This I'm an entrepreneur, so I know it's.
Yes.
Would you recommend people saying, hey, I'll take on being an entrepreneur?
Definitely. I was in corporate world for quite a long time and worked for a lot of corporations doing really wonderful, excellent things. There's nothing more rewarding than doing something yourself, and really feeling the successes and the pitfalls. You feel them yourself and feel responsible for them. I would definitely say it's something to do.
Yeah, we got just 1 minute left here. What do you love most about your job, and also TownBeam.com? What do you love most about what you do?
I love the technology, honestly. The technology is cool. We are doing innovative things. We are fast. We are first. We are trying to find our niche. We are working with large companies, small companies, and I think the technology is really, really cool, and what's coming in the future is really, really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Well, Jennifer, I have to tell you, it's it was a pleasure having you on the show today, and really sort of educating us not only about the specific work you're doing, but what it really takes to be somebody who knows how to collaborate and be an entrepreneur. Because there are people out there, right, that have a tremendous amount of skills, and they're looking to use those skills, and in a way that that brings benefit to other people and to themselves. So thanks so much, and we really appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.